What's up? It's your boy Reemus, and welcome to the ChampSet podcast, the podcast for champions. What's up? It's your boy Reemus, and welcome to the ChampSet podcast. Listen, they call me on the streets the maker of masters, the crafter of champions, the weaver of wise. Why? Because give me a little time, and I'll add ChampSet to your mind. We're a gang, we're an army, we're a squad of winners with the most ambitious and most hungriest athletes and fighters. We do everything to get the win because to us, allowing a loss is a sin. This is the home for champions. This is the home for ambition. This is the ChampSet podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about a controversial topic that's going on in the boxing world right now, which is Deontay Wilder in preparation for Dominic Breazeale, saying that he's happy to kill a man in the ring. Now, I personally don't care about what another man says. It just doesn't affect me. But we're going to break this down so that we understand the psychology of someone like Wilder when he's saying it, the psychology of other people and, you know, just the general boxing fans and audience when they're responding to it. But also, and more importantly, we're going to look at the psychology of someone like his opponent when they hear that. Now, it's important to understand that when people say, or have a backlash or outrage about comments like this, it isn't done for the fighter to be a better person or the fighter to be just it's not done for the fighter himself to be better, because really it doesn't affect his life, like whether he says that or not. But people want you to not say these things because it makes them feel uncomfortable. It doesn't mean he should say it. It doesn't mean really he shouldn't say it. But the point is that he's not being, there's no backlash because it helps Wilder. There's backlash because we just personally don't like hearing someone say that. And the psychology of it is this: we're social pack animals, meaning we don't like the idea of someone in the social pack having that certain type of mindset. So the reason why there is outrage is because there's like aggressive defense mechanism almost to like the idea of someone close to us being able to say something like that. So take, for example, let's say you have a neighbor, right? And he's openly said he's happy to kill someone. Now, you're not going to want to live right next to him. It's going to make you feel uncomfortable. Like, oh, I want to live next to him because I could be next. So you see, it's for you. Him saying that, you telling him not to say that doesn't make really do anything for him. It's for you to feel better. So that's almost like the psychology of why everyone would have such a reaction to it. Now, I'm breaking this down because if you know this, then it gives you the freedom and the choice to look at or to assess whether you want to say something like that or whether you should be outraged at something like that. But me personally, I don't really care. It doesn't affect my life. But when fighters do say stuff like that, I think it's almost like he should say that. He should say that. He should talk like that almost, right? Because I've grown up watching and studying Tyson first, Mike Tyson. So I only heard Mike Tyson speaking like that, like it was normal, right? So when a fighter speaks like that, he's putting himself in a certain state where he actually kind of accesses that level of being able to do stuff that other fighters can't do. So I don't really think he's saying it in a serious manner. I will say that. I don't think he truly thinks he wants to kill someone. I don't think he truly thinks that he wants to take someone out. But he's saying it to almost get into that character of the Bronze Bomber, because he's already said before that as the Bronze Bomber, it's another character. He wants it to come out. He wants to walk into the ring and have those bad intentions. And we applaud Mike Tyson for having bad intentions. We applaud Customado for telling Mike Tyson to have bad intentions. So I think it's just a manifestation of him having the baddest ever intentions. But then let's look at the opponent, right? Imagine you are Dominic Breazeale, right? And I don't know if I'm saying his name properly, but let's say you're him and you hear Wilder saying something like that. What's going to happen now is you can't help but have to face that issue. You can't help but have to acknowledge that you're facing a guy who said those are his intentions. So when you stand stand in the ring with him in the center of the ring and you look him in the eye, that's going to be going through your head. And I think that's another reason why they're saying things like that. Like, I truly don't believe he's saying it because he truly desires to kill someone, right? And he's like kind of religious and stuff also. So I don't really think he's thinking like that. But it's saying to get that kind of response, to inject that kind of energy into the fight. Like, if you're an opponent, you can't not notice something like that. You can't not have that process in your mind. Oh, this guy actually wants to kill me. So when Dominic Breazeale is gonna fight him, he's more likely to be intimidated, or he's more likely to be afraid. He's more likely to have a lower threshold of his mental strength and what he's able to overcome and what challenges he will overcome when the night of the fight comes. It's just gonna have an effect. And the only remedy is this: he has to have worse intentions than Deontay Wilder, and he may not be able to do that because he fears he fears social backlash, or he fears stepping out and being more unique, or having such a microscope, a magnifying glass on him where they scrutinize and criticize him. He's just going to conform. But what I like about Wilder saying that is that, and again, when I'm saying this, I'm saying from the perspective of just strategic, just tactical, just scientific. I don't care about political incorrectness or correct. I don't really care, because it just doesn't do anything. The one goal is winning, and I don't care about nothing else but winning. Whatever helps to get the win is what I care about. That's it. So what I like about it is the tenacity of it, the ability to stand out, to be the ability to almost invite criticism, because then when you invite it, it just highlights how different you are. Like, he's not highlighting himself and he's of lower quality, lower status, lower strength than everyone else. He's saying it almost from a perspective that I'm the baddest man on the planet. And if you want to be the baddest man on the planet, you can't hear something like that and shudder. You can't hear something like that and be, oh no, you can't say that. Fuck that. That don't mean nothing. And if you're a fighter who cares about that, you're caring about another man too much. We just gotta focus on ourselves, focus on what gets the win and nothing else. Everything, any energy diverted to anything else is a waste of time. So again, I truly don't think he's saying it because he means it, but at the same time, when you say things like that, the opponent has to face it. And if he doesn't have intentions that are just as bad, or badder than that, then he's not going to be able to he's not going to be able to have the other man be scared of him. And that's what it's about. You gotta believe that you are not the one that's supposed to fear him. He is supposed to fear you. You just gotta position yourself. You gotta craft your mind. You gotta craft your position. This is why, like, sometimes being an A side and B side is important to fighters, because they're thinking about their position in relation to the other opponent. So you gotta make it so that the other fighter focuses on what he should fear from you, what he should respond from you, how he should react to you. And when he's in reaction mode, he, at the same time, just inevitably is allowing you to lead. And if you're allowed to lead, you're allowed to lead it to whatever goal or expectation that you want to have. But anyway, that's all I'm going to talk about today. That's all I have time for. Stay focused. Let's get it. Make sure you just look at this stuff from a just cold emotion. You don't need to get emotional and care about this stuff that doesn't affect or doesn't help you get the win. The win is the only thing that's important. So stay focused. Let's get this greatness. ChampSet.